Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. Today's the first day of spring. Happy spring. Perfect time to refill, freshen up your raised beds. Today I'm focusing on these metal raised beds. They're from Vegega. I am affiliated with them. They're having a great sale going on right now. Use my link in the video description to check them out. Different shapes, different colors. I absolutely love them. And just real quick, they're just very lightweight, easy to move around, and they look good in the garden. So you can see that some of the material has dropped in there. Whenever you have a high-sided raised bed like that, you can fill that with a third of the stuff on the bottom, lesser quality, third in the middle, okay quality, and up top you put your better stuff. That's what I did over here. I have a video that shows you how to fill this, save some money. But what happens is over the winter, it settles down. All that stuff that you put in the bottom that was lesser quality compacts, perfectly normal. It's going to be great stuff down there, but now we have to fill the top back up, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And we'll also take a look maybe at some of the smaller metal beds in there. So now that this settled, I'm going to clear it out, and I'm going to put down, a heavy handful of any organic granular fertilizer across the top. Then I would put on compost. If you have tons of compost, fill it with your great compost. A lot of us don't have that. So I'm going to put down, a couple of inches maybe, and then I'm going to put down a mix that I just made. I will link that video in the description too. I'll show that to you. That's an affordable way to fill this, get it all set up for this growing season. I grew peppers in here. They did really well. I'm going to grow peppers in here again. All right, let me clear this out. We'll get to step one. The soil is nice and healthy. There are worms in there now, and all I'm doing is pulling out the roots. Just bang all the soil out. I'm not going to take out the little debris in there, just the big stuff, and fill it up. Just let everything sit in here. Because we took care of this last year, this is just wonderful. That gray, white stuff is actually wood ash. So as I burned wood over the winter, whatever was left, I came out and sprinkled it in different parts of my garden. Just a thin sprinkling across the surface of whatever bed you're prepping, perfectly fine. Your plants will appreciate it. So this bed's going to get the organic granular fertilizer. Any organic granular that has N, P, and K represented. I always buy mine on sale. And I'm just going to heavily cover this bed, all the way down, just with something like that. Because it's down low, you don't really have to mix it in, but if you want a couple of inches, that would be the organic granular. Then it's going to be some compost, and then it's going to be the all-purpose soil mix that I just made. Again, check out that video description. So that's how this is going to be set up. When we come over to this bed, we're going to do the same thing. Because there's a good, I don't know, what is that? 4 to 6 inches, maybe at least 6 inches. It's going to get the organic granular, some compost, and then the all-purpose soil. When we come over to these raised beds, let me make my way through the piles of debris that I just put down. This one is probably going to be, well, definitely a handful of the organic granular. And then if I have enough, which, well, actually I do, I know I have enough. If you have enough, just fill this with compost. This is a little bit sandier, not the best stuff, so I want more compost in there. No need to add the all-purpose mix that I just made because there's plenty of soil in that container already. I would rather just add in compost for the organic matter. Same thing for here. It's going to be the organic granular. Let me totally put it down, just like that. And because this is almost filled to the top, I'm not going to add in any all-purpose soil. If that's all you have, go ahead and do that. But I'm going to use my compost to bring it up to the top here. And then I will mix this in with probably my hand into the top 4 to 6 inches and just incorporate everything into here. This will be a great planting bed. This is where I grew my ginger before. So this is some of the ginger that didn't make it. Ginger doesn't survive here in Maryland. It freezes. Just a side tip, I'll be doing a video on it when I plant this bed up. Ginger loves the heat, but it doesn't like being baked in the sun. So I put it in this bed. The blueberries don't have leaves yet. When leaves come in, it protects the ginger bed from that high sun over there in the west, and the plants really thrive. So I found the right location to grow ginger. Love the heat of the summer, doesn't like being baked. So where you get some shade during, the afternoon, that's perfect for ginger. Some of the compost I'm using is coming right out of here. I highly recommend that you start compost piles, even though you feel like you might not be able to use it right now. Once you start, every year you could have free, delicious compost for your garden. This is 8 cubic feet of all-purpose soil I made. Again, that's in the video description. Made from 3 basic ingredients that you can buy bagged at the big box stores. It was watered in with AgroThrive. That's a water-soluble fertilizer. I'm affiliated with them if you want to check them out. So this is all ready to go with compost in there, water-soluble fertilizer. This is what's going to go on top at the end. The beds have been filled with different composts, you know, something like that. Now there's no perfection here, so I'm just kind of giving you principles. This one wasn't quite as deep. These were shishito peppers, so hopefully some of them sprout up. I'll move them to different parts of my garden. You're just going to mix the compost across the top, and you can just work it in just like that. You always kind of want to blend whatever levels you're putting in a little bit, just so that the water moves through it a little bit easier and the moisture is a little bit more evenly spread out when you mix the levels like that. So I will do that with all the compost, and then I'm going to put on my all-purpose mix. This is the all-purpose mix that I used. You can use, you know, any quality mix that you want on top. And it's going to take probably another bag full, but I'm just going to take this to what, maybe 1 or 2 inches from the top, and that will get this bed, you know, pretty much ready for planting. If you want to subscribe and follow me, I'll show you how I put in different vegetables, pepper plants, and I do add a little bit more fertilizer or compost at planting, but generally speaking, these beds are really set up and you wouldn't have to really fertilize anymore. There's plenty of nutrients in here with the compost, with the organic granular, with the water soluble that you might use, and the plants will do really, really well. Maybe midsummer you give them another drink of water soluble, but the beds are pretty much set. All right, let me finish up. We are pretty much done. I'm going to show you one more way to take care of them, just in case maybe your bed looks something like this at the beginning of spring and you don't have to do all the steps that we just did. But quick look at the beds we were working on. They're all set up, ready to go. And it may be that your beds are doing pretty good. You took care of them in the fall and you come back and there is some space right here. You could, again, if you just have the organic granular, sprinkle it down. You could do this if you want to anyway. I mean, it doesn't really need it. This bed's well prepared. But if your bed looks something like this, scatter some organic granular across the top, work it into the top 2 inches or so, or put down compost, about 1 inch, 2 of compost, just covered over. Work the compost into whatever you have in your bed, and your bed is pretty much set up. We can come out here, plant as we wish. Subscribe, follow me. I'll show you how I take care of the plants when they go into the beds, which will probably be most likely just giving them some water-soluble fertilizer. Thanks. Try again. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com. And I filled these beds with the all-purpose fertilizer that I made a couple videos ago. So if you want to subscribe and follow me, I do everything in real time. So all that all-purpose soil just went into taking care of the beds you see right here. Again, thanks so much for watching.